What I noticed right away with JD advising is that the program was a lot more detailed and that the outlines were more specifically tailored to the current testing trends. What I liked at JD advising is the essays that you have to do every week. And so each topic is broke down into 6 essays that you write, and you get personalized feedback on each essay. And I mean, of course, in the beginning, it's kind of rough because the feedback isn't always the greatest because you need to improve quite a bit. And so, but what's rewarding is towards the end of the course, I mean, you're starting to get those, better scores because you're practicing, and it's forced practice basically. And if you follow along with the program, I mean, you are certainly going to succeed. Absolutely. I would say that's actually what JD Advising's hallmark is. They've spent a lot of time going through all of the previously administered bar exams, and they've created a frequency chart. And what they've done is that they're able to identify certain topic areas that are consistently tested. And so then what they also do for the bar prep program is have you write those practice essays for each one of those frequently tested items. So then that way, when you get on the bar exam, you've already practiced and written one of those questions and you easily know what to do. Yes, I did. At the time, I was law clerking at working approximately 20 to 30 hours. And as well, I had recently just gotten married. So my plate was definitely full during my bar prep. But what I would say is that the JD advising program is very accommodating to and flexible to anyone that has a very busy schedule. You do have a couple courses, either in the day or the night, that's very consistent. But everything around that, I mean, really like the memorization and the essay practicing and the multiple choice questions, all of that weekly practice, I mean, you can pretty much do that at your own schedule and at your own leisure. Absolutely. I would say that because of JD advising, that's the reason why I passed the bar exam. Not to toot my own horn, but my score had improved by 23 points with JD advising, and I technically could practice law in all UBE jurisdictions in the country right now. Well, first off, I mean, no one really enjoys homework. However, the homework was absolutely useful, and I would say it was critical to being successful in passing the bar exam. JD advising just knows exactly what you need to spend your time focusing on, and with that weekly accountability, I think that's the only way you can be successful on the bar exam. For me personally, I absolutely loved the course instruction. Their instructors are top notch. They know their material inside and out. Every instructor I ever had always had positive, feedback and examples for you during class. That they would take the time to answer any student questions during the class, or if they kind of thought maybe some of the questions were getting a little too off topic, they always had time after class, or they'd follow up with emails just to make sure everyone's answers, were always heard. But I mean, the classes are informative. They go through examples to keep you engaged throughout the class. And they're always throwing out scenarios and multiple choice questions as well during the classes, and kind of like fact patterns where you might see the certain topic on how it's tested. Like, for example, I remember there was a contracts question, and one of the instructors had said, on this particular, rule of law, the bar exam always tested, in that certain way, and kind of even provided what it was about. It was usually always like a car scenario or something like that. And so that just makes it helpful whenever you're in the bar exam. You go back and you remember, like, oh, okay, I remember seeing this fact pattern. Yep, that's usually what they're trying to test. Yes, absolutely. Each one of the instructors was always very open to questions, and they would encourage you to ask questions, and it was never a problem to be able to get answers to any of your questions. And it's nice to have that live feedback. Yes, absolutely. I would recommend JD Advising. I personally don't think that there is another commercial bar course out there that comes close to JD Advising. They've just spent so much time and energy in really being precise on determining what's the tested areas and what students need to focus in on. There's just so much material out there to memorize, and it's just really helpful that you can kind of take some of the guessing part out of what should be tested, because JD Advising is helping you on that, and they're making sure that you do it because you're practicing it consistently. There's just so many different resources and tools that they continually have you go throughout the process. And everything is about practicing and memorizing and repetition, and that's what the program makes you do. And as long as you follow the program, there's no doubt in my mind that you won't pass the bar. I mean,